Howdy lads, welcome back to another Gates of Hell PvP match. This time it is a 3v3 on one of the newest maps, Verona's. It's late war. I've gone for the all-round Doctrine. I'm the US faction. I'm joined by Triglav and Robf, and we are playing against some Russian dude, a dude called Reality and a dude called Esnesto. Now disregard the start here, it does lag for a second and then we pause it, but after that it's more than fine. But the whole point of this match is to show off the latest 3v3 map. How good. So we just got a recent update a few days ago that gave us some new maps. We've got a new 3v3 map, a new 2v2 map called Mortain, and a 2v2 map got turned into a 1v1 map. That was Bolzeweg Swamp, so I'm yet to try that one. So I'm keen to give that one a go. But as you can see on this 3v3 map, a lot of unbreakable buildings. So a lot of the time maps like this will turn into who can jam the most infantry on the point and kind of hide them. Especially in a battle zones match. In a domination match, not so much, because obviously kills matter a lot more. Deaths, sorry. But yeah, I find a lot of the battle zones matches on these kind of maps do end up being who can, who can hide enough infantry on the point to actually get the cap weight. But as you can see, I'm pushing into the middle of the map. Myself and Triglav ended up on the south. Myself and Robf. Triglav actually ended up north, and it's almost like a separate battlefield up north compared to down south. So Triglav's basically on his own up there, across the bridge. It's all good. So I've got my squad pushing straight to the middle. I've also got some single riflemen, I believe, pushing into the point further right, closest to the river. And I'm waiting for this Willys MB machine gun jeep, Willys MG jeep. So I figured having it sitting on that wide main road was a nice little spot to put it. Hopefully I can catch out a few soldiers, get a few easy kills. At the same time, I don't think jeeps are that great on a map like this, purely because it's so easy to just hide behind buildings. And I didn't have a few single riflemen actually, I decided to take a few out of that. So I wanted to get a few guys over there just in case. Now he has actually pushed a jeep up on me. But luckily for me, having the jeep and that full squad there, it was very easy to deal with. Those M1 Garands will shred, jeeps if they get too close. Obviously, this 30 cal MG is quite good, but pushed it up, not expecting him to have a squad come up so quickly, but he did have a squad running up, which was good play by him. So he's actually capping that point. Decided to try and reverse and get that out of there so that I could use it. I've also stolen his jeep. So I'm going to try and bring that back. Disregard the lag. But as you can see, I'm kind of hiding behind this building. I'm trying to use that wall at the back of the point to kind of get shots in without actually being on the point. So you'll see a fair bit of grenade gameplay on this one. It looks like he's got Ostfront there and Grenadiers. So he's pushed two squads there. And he's actually direct controlled his MG42 to destroy my jeep, which is a very nice play on old mate's part. So it looks like I'm versing the Russian dude. But he's got the jeep there. He hasn't actually pushed anything into that point. So I figured, alright, I'll just push my one infantryman in there. And I've started to cap it. So we'll see how long I can hold that for. Now he's actually pushing past all my guys, not expecting him to be there, and I'm getting a few easy kills. So I've actually managed to get the cap weight back in my favour. Triglav's having a bit of a rough time over on the north by the looks of it. Robf doing okay down on the south.
Ready, sir.
So I'm just trying to spread out a little bit. Very hard on these maps sometimes to spread your units out. You can get stuck kind of just hiding amongst the rubble. He's actually brought a car around out the back of the point. Not a bad play. He managed to do a bit of damage. He's killed a couple of blokes. So not sure if I actually deal with that. What do I do? I can't remember.
Any orders, sir?
I played the match last night and I can't remember how I dealt with that jeep. I don't think I did. I think he runs away. Yeah, he does. So it's a nice little play by old mate. He got in, did some damage, and now he's getting out, I think. Yeah, he is. Good stuff. You love to see it. That's the kind of stuff you got to do. Go in, cause some damage, get out. But I've got barely any infantry on the field, as you can see. I've brought up this M20 to try and cover that road. I've also grabbed the AT, like the bazooka out of it for an extra AT, but
Any orders, sir?
I've got, what, 2 guys on this point and 1 guy on the point on the right. That's not ideal if he decides to push me relatively hard, so yeah, I couldn't get the grenade to get on him. That behind that building is such an annoying spot to get the enemy. Like, you'll notice throughout the match he hides a lot of guys behind that wall. I do the same on the point that you can currently see my guy throwing a grenade from in the building. It's very annoying. It's very hard to get people out of the point on maps like this.
Ready to go, sir.
Things like flamethrowers are very good because obviously you've got the cover that's indestructible and you just charge through with a flamethrower. That can sometimes be enough to decimate the point. Otherwise, flare guns are very good. But if you're just going in with an infantry squad and you're going to lob a bunch of grenades, that does work, but you're going to take losses. And usually they'll be significant, maybe half the squad. So he's doing a very good job of actually pushing up, whereas I'm kind of getting on the point and just holding my ground, which means I've got to, you know, he can still get on the point without taking losses, but I've got to push through him to get back on the point, which means I'm taking heavy losses. And you will notice that a bit throughout the game.
Ready to go,
I've got this infantry squad pushing up. I don't know why they stopped there, but I'm charging them up, hoping to get them on the point. I've got this M20 here. Hopefully that can get a few sneaky shots. I was expecting him to run something up that main road because it's past 5 minutes, so I wanted to kind of get it out of the way just so a tank didn't come and one-shot it before it's even done anything. But the standard lob a bunch of smoke grenades, and then I'm going to lob a bunch of grenades as well. I don't actually think I get these off. I reckon he pushes a few infantry up and I have to deal with them. As you can see, if I had to let them keep going, that one infantryman could have just killed 3 or 4 dudes by one-shotting them as they run past, so be careful of that. Make sure you're watching your squad as you're pushing in to throw your grenades and that, or you'll have a bad time. Lob some nades, see what we can do. So it's actually a pretty good battle so far, as you can tell. We're kind of up against it.
Awaiting orders, sir. Ready to go, sir.
So he's hiding behind that wall, so I was hoping to get a bunch of grenades over it.
Yes, sir.
Now, is it this one? Yeah, I actually tried to throw some grenades and they hit the wall and landed back at the feet of my own men, so that was annoying. And you see me throw a bunch of grenades trying to kill this one dude. So dumb. But yeah, so I messed up there. But the cap weight's kind of going back and forth, as you can tell. You put the Jeep in. I figured I'd bring the M20 up to deal with that Jeep quickly. I didn't realise how little that M20 can see. So I figured what I'd do is push it up to a spot where it can actually get shot through the other side of the point. Happy days, we dealt with that. Let me know what you think of the map though in the comments so far. I actually quite like it. It's quite different. I love these urban maps. I think they're good. I usually take a stupid amount of losses on these urban maps. As you'll see at the end, win, lose or draw, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but whatever happens, I'll be honest, I take a stupid amount of losses as I usually do in these kind of maps. Because in a Battle Zones game, losses mean nothing. As long as you're holding the points, so yeah, don't stress if you end up getting a lot more killed in a Battle Zones match than you kill, because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day as long as it's not that significant. With the points back system, domination is a bit of a different kettle of fish. Obviously every death matters in dom, so you don't want to be racking up twice the amount of infantry deaths as your enemy on a domination match. But on a Battle Zones match, go your hearts, lads. Bring out your inner Stalin. Release your inner Stalin. But as you can see, Triglav's having a bit of trouble up north. He's been almost wiped. Robf is kind of gathering the forces for a push on the south. I'm kind of going back and forth in the middle here. It just tends to be, I bring up an infantry squad, hold the point for a bit, he wipes my infantry off, and then he holds the point for a bit, then I come up with my own squad, push him off, and yeah, very back and forth. That point on the closest to the river though, on the right, if you look on the minimap, I've had 1 or 2 dudes in there. Well, I had 1 dude in there for a while, but I've now only got like what 4 or 5 guys just sitting there doing nothing, and that held the point for old mate that I'm playing would have done very well to actually mix it up and push that way. Instead of just throwing infantry to the floor in the middle, because it's not working for him. It's not working for either of us, really. Neither of us can hold the point long enough for it to be significant, but I hold the easy point that's not even being fought over. So you don't want to end up in that position where your opponent's got 1 extra point to you and you're fighting over that, over a point that even if you take, it's just even. So you mix it up, go hit the other point, completely wipe me off that, then redirect your attention on this point while I'm trying to scramble and reignite an offensive. If that all makes sense. 10 minutes in, 303 to 230 our way. We hold a majority of points, as you can see. It seems to be just the point I'm fighting on that's going back and forth. All the other points seem to be kind of held in a minute. But making a decent defense at this point. I'm trying to push. I've got like a squad and a half there. I'm trying to push past his infantry. I wanted to get him off the point completely. He has got a Panzer III, so I've brought out the bazooka dude. Let's go play some Call of Duty.
I need medic right fucking now!
I love that they swear. If they do a Commonwealth faction, it's got Australians, I really hope they let me voice over it. Like, oh, for fuck's sake! It's the most Aussie voice I can do.
Ready to go, sir.
But I noticed, as I said before, they was hiding those guys behind there, so I'm going to try and lob a few grenades, see if I can get some cheap kills.
Any orders? Any orders, sir?
So my teammate's brought up a half track. I reckon he's gone for the all-round west doctrine. This actually has infantry all in it. But I've got the grenadier guys there, so I'm going to try and pop a bunch of heat shells at it. Got him. So, easy as that. Just get your grenadiers firing at it. The grenadiers are a bit finicky, but sometimes you can just select them. Right click on the, or click on the half track or whatever, a vehicle, and just let them go. Don't get me wrong, half the time they'll just die and do nothing, but sometimes you get lucky. Like so. Now I have mucked around with the sound settings. I've actually turned up my voice. Let me know in the comments again. Sorry to get used to comment so much in this one, but let me know how it is. Does it sound alright? Do you want game noise more? Do you want my voice up more? Let me know. Help a brother out. I put up a mortar. I'll give you the hot tip. It doesn't actually end up being that useful in this one. There's too many places to hide. What that was. But he is actually holding the point +6. He's just hiding his boys all behind that building. Rob's actually making a push behind him, which is quite nice. He's also capping that point on the south. Looks like Triglav's actually not far off capping that northern point in the middle as well. Hasn't even been capped by anyone yet, but look at it. Well, for a little bit. As you can see on the minimap, it's white, which means no one currently holds it. Which means someone either got halfway through capping and then wiped off the point, now no one's on it, or no one's held the point yet. So, I think that point has been held, so. But, we'll see how he goes up there. They're both having to deal with tanks, which is a them problem. I've got some bazookas hidden about the place, but all I've really got to deal with is this half track. Doesn't bother me. I brought in this ranger section. These guys are elite imp, so their cap weight will be worth a lot. So we'll get that firing. I'll bring up the M20 to get some shots on. That 50 cal is deadly, so you want to be using it when you can. Yeah, he's got the Panzerleers, so that's the all-round West Doctrine. I wanted to split them up a little bit because my guys were just getting slaughtered there. As I was saying, it was obviously becoming a bit of to get more infantry on the point, and they were kind of just all getting slaughtered over and over. I decided, because I already held the point, to bring 5 of my rangers around and try and kind of encroach on his northwestern side a little bit.
Any orders, sir?
So he's playing very well. Honestly, I like his side so much more. As you can see, he can just run up and lob grenades over that, whereas on his side, I can't just run up and lob grenades over that building because it's too tall. I have to kind of reveal my infantry to actually get grenades around there. It's very hard for the allied side to actually get into a battle of who can get the most infantry on the point, I find. He can just run straight up and lob grenades over there. Whereas obviously I can't do that. 15 minutes in, 441 to 140 our way. As you can see, I've kind of come around the side. He's brought his Panzer 3 over as well, so I've got to be careful of that. So he did some damage to that squad, but 2 of them are still alive, so I'm just going to get them kind of lying down on this road, and any reinforcements that run past, they might get a few easy kills. Obviously the M20's got no business being there. So I'm just kind of having a look at what I can get. And the artillery signaler would be the buy on a map like this, but I do love this 105 M4 A3 Sherman. So I'm bringing that up. I figured with the 105, obviously it's got a fair amount of HE damage, I could still get some shots on the point and do some damage. And I'll also have a tank that can, you know, compete against Panzer 3 if I need to. Another thing that would be very good on a map like this if you're playing with the Americans, obviously a lot of the American squads come with AT mines. You should just put your AT mines down on the roads, kind of behind your point, on the sides of the point. That way if he does rush you with an armoured car, potentially it will just hit a mine and blow up. I didn't do it in this one, as you can see, but I was talking about doing it. And again, he's destroying me with grenades. I won't lie to you boys, his grenade gameplay probably destroyed me on this match. If it was a domination match, it would have been, you know, it would have basically been very one-sided. But obviously, as I said, we don't care if we take losses as long as we have boys on the point. So you can throw all the grenades he wants, but we hold the point, that's all that matters. He is actually reinforcing it though, as you can see. What he's actually doing is he's hiding a bunch of guys up on the part of that point, as you can see behind that building. And he's only got, you know, 3 or 4 guys actually on the open part of the point. And he's using those great guys to lob grenades over my squads. So I'm trying to come up behind him and do the same to him. Not really working, as you can see. But the Rifle Grenadiers have finally destroyed the half track, which is nice. Decided to bring a flamer up to try and clear the back of that point, because it's a very tough time. I also figured the M20 hasn't done a lot, so I'm going to push that up and see if I can't get some shots kind of at the back of that wall. Austin Powers as I try to shimmy my way through these stupid tank traps. Annoying. Because it was so slow, it's pretty much warned him what I was doing, so the odds of me being able to actually do anything. Yeah. A rough gig, fair play, I figured it would happen. But, I do have this 105 now, so if I can get a few shots at the back corner here, the splash damage should actually do enough to get shots on all the infantry hiding behind it. So I am weary of his Panzer 3. Those Panzer 3s are very good, for those of you who don't know. So I do want to be careful. Panzer 3s do have like 70 or 80 armour at the front, so they can withstand some good shots. But he still hasn't really made a push on my point further right. But all good.
Any orders, sir?
We're going to try and lob some smoke and get ready for this flamethrower push. Flamethrower pushes are very good.
Ready to go, sir.
When you're kind of up against it, especially on an urban point like this. Very good way to clear a point. It's very hard to counter, especially if you do it right. So I'm just lobbing all the smoke I have. I probably should have gone around to the left. Because obviously I can walk straight up that road and just throw a flamethrower straight right to all of his men. But because most of his guys are hidden behind that building, where my flamethrower is, it's not actually doing anything. So, got a couple of them. But, yeah, because he was behind that concrete building, it didn't actually do a lot. But, happy days. So I managed to find a bit of a loophole of him hiding behind that. Get HE shots on the edge of that building. Now, this squad actually comes with the machine gun, so I figured, why not? Why not use it a little bit? Now that I know I can get shots there, I'm going to abuse that a bit. So again, the point's in my favour. That's all that matters. Messed rough. I figured I'd pull it back. As you can see, a flare is going down on my boys right now. It's actually flared me. I have like 3 guys on the point and a whole squad reinforcing, so it doesn't bother me. Happy to let the flare go. Trying to line my guys down so they take minimal damage. I do expect to take some losses though. Now looking at the score, I figured we weren't going to make, like there might be a chance we don't make the last one. I figured I'd wait for the flares. I figured there'd be a chance we don't make 25 minutes. I'm going to bring out my own arty flare and really put the pressure on. We're going for the win.
Here, catch!
Sometimes it is a very vital option to go really hard for mid-doctrine, grab a few units, give up, you know, any chance of getting any of the later doctrine stuff, at a chance of winning before we ever get to that point. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a gamble. If it doesn't pay off, it may screw me later on in the game. Because obviously I might not have something that can counter his late war units. His late war doctrine units. Or late game doctrine units, I should say. So it's a bit of a gamble. But we're doing it anyway. The flare gun will be up here soon. It should be enough to push him off the point completely. Flare guns on a map like this are devastating. Absolutely devastating, lads. So we're going to push him off the point. I've got the Ranger squad there ready to push straight back on the point once the flare gun's done. We're getting ready for our push. I love that sound. It like pops the flare. Oh, I'm out of coffee, rough. I can't see any dudes running yet. I don't know if he's 100% noticed. Perfect. So they're Panzerleers too, which are elite infantry, so getting rid of them hurts. But as you can see, there is 6 points left. It is lagging a little bit because of the stuff, but at the moment they're they're one decent unit off of losing the game if they lose it, because obviously their points have almost run out from all the deaths they've taken. All the big units they've lost. But it's just a matter of time now. Thought the map was very good though. Let me know what you think of the map. If you do like this content, please do like, sub, comment, all that good stuff. It really does help me out. Appreciate all the engagement as of late. It's been awesome. yeah, again, let me know what you think of the map. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you lads